So Mark Innovations announced biocompatible RFID ink, which can be used to tag cattle and laboratory rats and can be read through animal hair. This is a passive RFID technology that contains no metals. The tattoos themselves can be colored or invisible. The Mark ID system creates a biocompatible ink tattoo with chipless RFID functionality. The RFID ink tattoo does not require line of sight to be read, as is the case with other RFID devices, making them better than a barcode for some applications. The RFID ink will be used for different applications like military, medical, financial, security, entertainment, and education. The new system uses an array of needles to quickly inject a pattern of dots into each person, with the pattern changing for each injection. This pattern can then be read from over a meter away using a proprietary reader operating at high frequency located throughout the world. People are having more and more tattoos. It has become very in to have body piercing tattoos. The popularity of tattoo and body piercing has increased tremendously. The 2006 survey taken by the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology an estimated 36% of Americans aged 18 to 29 now have tattoos. A Harris Interactive poll conducted in January 2008 concluded that 14% of all adults in the United States have a tattoo, with the highest incidence 25% found among gays, lesbians and bisexuals. Injected electronic ink stimulated by touch traverses the landscape of the body, navigated by desire. Philips is looking into GPS with a map readout on the back of the wrist, also electronic ink that covers your eyeballs and darken down when the sun is shining too bright. RFID is already in use around the world, in retail, foods, medicine, credit cards, passports, hospitals, military, transportation, money, government, banking, and the list goes on. We are being conditioned to accept the RFID technology. That it will help the handicapped, it will track your child, it will track your animals, that it will track the soldiers on the battlefield, that it will improve your memory. Brain-computer interface BCI technology allows a living, healthy brain to connect to an external computer system through a chip composed of electrodes. The electrode chip can be implanted into defined positions within the motor cortex in order to capture the brain's natural electric signals that stimulate voluntary movement. Researchers today can record the electrical activity of neurons firing and use computers to convert the signals into actions by applying signal processing algorithms. Significant and intensely competitive research in this field over the past decade, which one scientist has called an arms race, has led to the first human BCI implantation surgery directed by Brown University professor John Donoghue. On June 22, 2004, Professor Donoghue's team implanted an electrode into Nagel's brain, which today has allowed him, after extensive training, to perform activities like opening his email and turning on and off the TV using his thoughts alone. The success of the device has caused excitement in the field and has led many to contemplate the possible applications of BCIs in the future. At the same time, however, not everyone is as optimistic as Donoghue about the current technology. Some researchers criticized Donoghue's group for rushing into human trials when BCIs are still crudely designed. Others see big-picture ethical problems that could arise from this new kind of mind control. Scientists are developing an electronic sex chip that works by stimulating the pleasure centers in the brain. The technology, which creates tiny shocks deep in the brain, has already been used in America to treat Parkinson's disease. Now researchers are focusing on the orbitofrontal cortex, which is associated with feelings of pleasure caused by eating and sex. The research survey conducted by Morton Krimpelsch, a fellow at Oxford University, found the orbitofrontal cortex could be a new stimulation target to help people with anhedonia, an inability to experience pleasure from such activities. His colleague Professor Tiphuazes said, "There is evidence that this chip will work. They are using sex to sell us on the microchip." Look throughout the web, and you will notice where technology is going. The gaming industry is developing games and computers that cater to the young, conditioning the younger generation into accepting the chip. This is a quote from Apple Computers. Apple think merges the human brain and digital technology that will be able to control our dreams, imagination, and perceptions, etc., and give them a tangible shape. The working design of the Think would feature a symbiosis trademark neural interface that merges your brain with a computer, Intel Fusion trademark quantum processing to ascribe machine-like computing speeds to a human, and perceptual immersion that gathers sensory input on data such as images, sound, etc. for processing. Your brain would also function like a transmitter/receiver by receiving or transmitting signals with regulations, of course, over the Think network. This would be handled by intraneural communication. In addition to this, your brain would also function like a GPS, receiving locust information in your inbuilt Google Earth application. And if all this ain't befuddling enough, the Think concept will feature holographic data storage, with a capacity of more than 666 yottabytes 1000 circumflex accent rate. Just once, we would like to contradict Morpheus and say getting plugged is cool.